All right. I told you I'd be back. So we're here, and we're going to show some power lines. Will resub alerts mess up your showcase? No, you can do whatever. Do whatever you need.
Thanks, Mitch. It seems that this problem is almost unbearable.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome. Let me show you what's going on. Yes.
Since I'll lose it tomorrow.
Thank you for the tier 3 Renaissance. Very nice of you. Thank you. Life is unfair. Okay, give me 1 second. There we go. All right. So,
did we just become best friends?
Yup.
Lion, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. Gifted, and then, no, Lion gifted it. Sorry, that was a gift. Thank you, Lion, for gifting. Very nice of you. You know, Brace, what are you typing? So I'm going to show you a little bit from Orbix in what they've done with this global power lines. If you have seen their global trees app, it'll be very similar to that. I'm actually going to show you, here's their global trees app. So it kind of is the same style for the power lines, where on the left you can choose your season and on the right you can choose your grass type. But for the power lines, there we go. So the power lines, they have it set to where on the left, you can choose the style of low power lines that you want. Do these apps need to be running while the sim is running? No, they do not. These apps are only to help you decide which ones you want to install. So what I'll do is I'll show you the different ones. The way this app works is you choose if you're going to be installing into your 2020 community folder or if you're going to be installing into your 2024 community folder. And the only difference they have added at the top is for 2024, they give you a choice of maximum display distance for models, which is nice. So I'm using 2024, and so I ended up doing path to custom folder, and a big reason was on the path to the community folder, if you do auto find path, it's cut off. But if you scroll over to it, it'll open up a window and it'll show you that it's correct. But I told it exactly where to go just in case, but you can see that if you just hover over it, it will show you the full length of it. So from what I can tell, if you look at the bottom text where it says low power line type 5 with wires, high power line type 2 with wires, they only let you install one low power line type and one high power line type. I'll go through them and show you the differences. I will tell you from my brief test with it earlier, I didn't see any low power lines. I'm not sure where they spawn. I flew around quite a bit and never saw one. I know that it works because both of these are installed to the same community folder. And so the high power lines are completely in there, absolutely in there. Lion said, sorry, I know you covered it already. Is this 2020 or 2024? It says 2024 right there, but you can switch to 2020 here. You can do either. This app it will work with 2020 and 2024. So I installed this variant of the low power line and this variant of the high power line. So you can do these where it says type 5 with wires, or you can just do type 5 without wires. It's up to you. No, I was asking if it was both or one. I saw you had it on. It's both. Yeah, it's both. So I'll scroll through them. We'll end up flying around some different areas here in a minute just to see, honestly, to see if we can find any low power lines. I just couldn't find any. It's not, and I'll tell you, it's not an Orbix issue. It's a flight sim issue because Orbix is only putting these power lines where the flight sim tells them to go. And so if the flight sim isn't telling Orbix's app here to put them somewhere, they just don't show up. So let me show you, let me go back to the way this starts. So when you install this, you'll be on default. It'll show you, if you just want to be on default power, you can just put that there. The choices are, that's type 1 without wires, then with wires. Then type 2 without wires, with wires. Type 3 without, and then with. Type 4 without, and with. Type 5, and I like 5. To me, those are more what I'm used to seeing in my region. Then type 6 without, and then with. Type 7 or metal without and with, and then back to default. So let me do those one more time. So there's 1 with, without, 2 without and with, 3 without, with, 4 without and with, 5 without, with, and 6 without and with, and then 7 without and with. Then the high power lines, I'll show you the different styles. So there's the default, okay? No, Chris, I'm just going to fly to some random places. I don't think it'll matter. I don't think it'll matter. So that's default, okay? Then type 1 without wires. And these are all just region-based, but they're going to put them everywhere in the world. So you can only put one kind of these. So if there's a certain region you fly in all the time and you know that style of power line is there, then just install that one. I'm pretty much installing ones that I feel like look more familiar to me. That's without wires, that's with. Then type 2 without, with. And that's what I have. Right now installed, I have type 2 with wires. Then type 3 without and with. Type 4 without, with. Type 5 without and with. Type 6 without and with. And then type 7 without and with. And those are huge. Type 8 without and with. Type 9 without and with. Type 10 without and with. So some huge power lines. Now, oh, wow, 11. There's more. 11, 12. There you go. So 12 different variants. I'm going to be using type 2, and I want to show you what I'm encountering with this. Okay. So let me put it back on type 5 just so you can see. These are the ones I have installed. And what I'm going to do is go to free flight, and I've just got a Cessna, and I'm going to go to Lexington, and I want to show you this. I'm just going to start right over here. Show you this. I was working on another monitor that without and with sounded like Flig was giving us an eye test. All right, which one looks better, A or B? Number 1, number 2, number 1, number 2. So I don't need to click apply to sim Renaissance because I've already done that. I already have those 2 variants installed. If you say apply to sim, then they'll install those variants into your community folder. The other choice is you can remove them from the sim, so it'll go back to the default. I know I have flown in this area before, and I have seen the default high power lines. those have now been replaced with these global ones. I want you to see this. Change. I could have swore I changed that time. I did, it just wasn't enough. All right, are you ready? We're gonna drop. So this is Versailles Road, which has power lines on it. And I want you to see these power lines. There are a lot of them. They do not have collision. That was, I know, a question Salty had asked. You can see the wires and the poles. None of them have collision. So if you're worried about installing them and doing like low altitude challenges, they won't. There was one area, maybe it was a different area. Maybe it was just the way it looked at one point, but there was one area earlier that it looked like they were really clumped together. But that wasn't the case. I guess it was just like when you zoom like that, right there, it looks like they're clumped together, but they're not. So I do not fault this as an Orbix thing. This is where the sim tells these third-party apps to put the power lines. Because if you go to default, these power lines would still be here. They're just not as pronounced. Now, these high-profile power lines, if I had chosen the larger ones, imagine what this would have looked like. It would have been too much, I think. It just would have been too much. So the quest for us is going to be finding the low power lines. Because when I flew around here, I went to other towns. I went to surrounding smaller towns, and I still couldn't find them. So does that road have that many IRL? I don't know. I don't notice them when I'm driving. So yes, the low ones would be near houses and suburbs. Yes. And so I have flown around those in different towns, and I've not seen them. And again, I know it works because we can see the high profile lines. So it's not an installation issue, because we know the installation worked because there's all this. The other thing is some of these neighborhoods could have underground power lines, and so we could go into neighborhoods and then not see power lines and be like, oh, well, they don't have any. Well, maybe that neighborhood has underground power lines. So what I will do, hold on, what are these animals? I'm sorry. Are those cows? I need to come here next time for animals? There's animals here. Sorry, I know I'm going to get sidetracked. I didn't know there were animals right here. Are they cows? Cows. Okay. So if I need pictures of cows, I can come here. Now I know. I was like, what is that down there? Maybe I'll go over to Europe, and I'll just go to, a more residential area and see if they show up there. They just don't show up here in my hometown. This is, we're on Man of War. Clorix's new sound effect. that Dunbar? Yeah, that's Dunbar High School. So you would think, like in some of these areas, you would see some of those low profile power lines, but there's none in these neighborhoods. And also, one of the choices was maximum display distance. So you would also think that you would probably see them from a distance, just barely. Brace. So yeah, nothing here, and it's not an Orbix thing, it's a SIM thing, where the SIM is telling these third-party apps to put power lines in certain places, and they really clump them on like that one road. Like that's definitely where the SIM wants them to go. Here's some more over here. I do like, so I mean, you can see them from a distance. I mean, I do like that. It's a good start, Renaissance. So they've got different sizes here, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure how that works. More cows. Seems like everything is coming in as high power. You would think the ones that were smaller wouldn't have been low power. I don't know, but they're definitely there. I mean, you can see these on this road. These are really good. Like, these are spaced out really well and right in the middle of the median, so those look good. Just want to see the other variant. So, okay, let's escape. Let's go back to the main menu, and let's go over to Europe. Could that be something they may be disabled to improve the performance? So if you look at it, it says on the store page that this app doesn't affect performance in any way. Let's do, how about Lyon? Let's fly around here. Let's just go somewhere in Europe. Oh, I don't know, Icarus. I don't know. Sky. Ironically, you power my lines globally. Ironically. Sky. How are you doing? Okay, this is not photorealistic. And let's see what we get here. So let's drop. Let's see what we've got. So I see some of the high-profile ones in the distance. Officially old, went to urgent care for my back. Sciatica, so take me out back, Old Yeller style. I was a tenor player, and so obviously my back hurts every day. But I've just learned to manage it. Hope you're doing all right. I know it's pretty rough. Dude, look at all the traffic here. Dang. So some power lines next to the water. And it looks cool because you actually can see the wires going over the water. Yeah, you can see the wires there. But still no low profile ones. Hey, look at Cannonball flying with me. Look at Cannonball. How about it? Found some low power line. Yeah, Clorix, I've driven over that area, or I've flown over that area, and I didn't see anything. I mean, you would think there'd be some in one of these areas. Like nothing? Not any? Like, personally, I feel like we'd see more low profile than we would high profile. Low profiles should be, like, just getting to this building here. There should be something. When they're spread out like this, I think they look really good. I don't know why that area in Lexington has them so close. That's just what Flight Sim tells them to do. So no collision. All right, Cannonball. Do you know for sure you can do two types of power lines at once? Yeah, it says in the app, low power line type 5 with wires, high power line type 2 with wires, apply to sim. So, I mean, it gives you two choices. Assuming the Sims data comes from OpenStreetMap, it has power line data for that whole area around Lansdowne Shops. Okay, hold on. All right, so there's nothing here. Let me go back. I'll go back to Lansdowne Shops and we'll look. That's them right there. Oh my gosh. He's right. Holy crap. Wow. You did it. I wonder if they really do that across the road like that as opposed to like this. And now all of a sudden, they're everywhere. So interesting. And then they stop. So yeah, that's pretty cool. If that's the case, then they are literally based off of that OpenStreetMap. I mean, I like that. I think that looks really good. And then you obviously can change whatever style you want. I think if you're doing a lot of VFR flying, this is really good. Speedway right here, if you want to get gas, right here. All right, let's go land at Tate's Creek, and then we'll call it. So we've seen both, and you can see how you can install lots of different variants. We'll do one landing prediction.
What's your prediction?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
Oh, you know what? I have not seen this area since it's been in the new sim. They've got the new school. So the old school used to be right there. In fact, there's the roof of the old school. You can see the image of the old school, but the 3D part, oh, that's hilarious. The actual school that they've built is over here, but they still have the old map, the satellite data. That's funny. It's really funny. All right, we're gonna land. How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Maybe land on the football field? Oh, there's no way. We're here. That seemed like a hard landing. Trying to get a pushback. Gosh. What in the world are you doing? Oh, well. Okay. I was going to try to get there. Well, there it is. So that gives you an idea of how the power lines work. Hopefully that helps in making your decision if you were worried about collision. You can see that both of them are in there. You can choose from the different ones. So I think it works really well. Check that out. It's on their store. I don't have a link for it. Let's see if we can get it real quick. Let's get the link. You do? Thanks, Walk. Of course you do.
Bacon pancakes.
pancakes.
Nice.
Making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and
All
I'll
right.
put it in a pancake.
We are done.
Bacon pancakes. That's
Hope
what
you
it's gonna
enjoyed
be.
it.
Bacon pancakes.
Thank you all for being here. Check out that Global Power Lines app. I think it works really well if you're doing any VFR flying. Have a great day tomorrow. We're gonna raid somebody. Let's raid somebody. Hold on. Don't have a great day yet. Let's raid somebody first. I'm out of sorts. Who are we raiding? Let's go raid Raven. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Hope to see you all tomorrow night. Have a great day tomorrow. Night.
Will everybody please leave? I want everyone out!
Beginning 1976 out.